And welcome to the 142nd day of the year. It is May the 22nd. That is your day today. And if it is your day, good luck to you. The date of the picture of the world's first public showing of a motion picture was 1891. Although some people say it was earlier, some people say it was later, and some people say it never happened at all. It was all a figment of somebody's imagination. Thomas Alva Edison's workshop display of a man waving, bowing, and raising his hat rates as the first public exhibition of a motion picture. No awards were given in the in the filming of this epic, but we understand that it was probably one of the most thrilling events that people had ever seen in their lives. But they didn't have enough time to buy popcorn, because by the time you'd handed over your change, that was it. We're gone. Bit of a thin plot, I think. George Bernard Shaw came to loathe movies. Films bore me, he explained, in that usual voice of his that he seemed to have, because they show interminably people getting in and out of limousines, trains and buses. I'm not interested in how people get to different places, but what they do when they get there. Wise words indeed from GBS, which is a downgrade from IBS, I suppose. The newspaper of Canton, Ohio, otherwise known as the Repository, 1959, it had, as its readers' advice, Michigan motorists are warned to leave accident victims at the scene until the police arrive. Until then, though, it would be considerate to visit them daily. And also in 1974 in Los Angeles, Scott Case was a man who smoked 110 cigarettes simultaneously. You can see pictures of it on the internet if you so wish. It is just this mouth, his face obscured by this mountain of cigarettes that's sticking out of his gob. He held them in his mouth, puffing for 30 seconds. He then sneezed, disappeared into a face full of soot. Also, the writer who created the legendary Sherlock Holmes came to hate the detective and tried to kill him off in the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, published in 1898. Yes, Arthur Conan Doyle really went off the old pipe-smoking sleuth, because apparently people were, wanting him to resurrect the character for several more volumes after the thing on the Rhinebeck Falls. As the author believed he could resurrect himself through the power of spiritualism. Arthur Conan Doyle, his birthday, born in Edinburgh, 1859, so he would be, carrying 3, dead. It's untrue that the affection for the most painful puns drove him to instruct a decorator named Watson to paint his front door and porch a sour yellow, so when asked what he was after, Doyle could reply, "A lemon entry, my dear Watson, a lemon entry." Now, I'm opposed to capital punishment. But when somebody writes a joke like that, I think they should be sought out and chased across moors by people with pitchforks and flaming torches until they are cornered in some remote corner to get the punishment that they so justly deserve. Other things happening this very day, May 22nd, if I just open my big book of May 27 facts, I've got a secret order based in the high mountain strongholds of what is today Iran. Ooh, sounds intriguing. Let's learn more. The Grand Master of this Islamic sect, Hassan al-Sabah, called his disciples the people who are faithful to the foundation. In English, they are remembered as the assassins. Their strength lay not in the use of big battalions, but in the single lethal strike. They are renowned for the targeted murder of high-ranking opponents such as caliphs and crusaders. And in 1176, the most celebrated commander of the age, Saladin, Sultan of Egypt and Syria, captor of Jerusalem, only narrowly escaped their fiendishly sharp blades. But apparently, April 28th, so a couple of weeks ago, you would have seen, if you're around, in 1172, Conrad, who was the crusading king of Jerusalem, described as the greatest devil of all the Franks. As he walked through the streets of Acre, he avoided, the 2 assassins jumped out at him. As completely happened when you walk through the streets of Acre. Saladin, or rival Crusader lord, was behind the attack, we do not know. His loss was a terrible blow to the beleaguered Crusader states. The blades of the assassins changed the course of history surely more than a host of warriors or a fleet of ships. Because if you try and hide a fleet of ships to leap out at somebody as they're walking down the street, I don't think you're going to have a lot of luck. It's like hiding a bulldozer behind a watering can. That sort of thing. It's frowned upon in modern society, and you'd probably get a ticket. May 22nd, anyway, is the 143rd day of the year. And as we've discovered on previous days, every day has a day. Every event that you can possibly think of has a day dedicated to it for people to celebrate it. And today is no exception. Abolition Day in Martinique. A Romanian National Day. A Romanian? A Romanian. Oh, God, I'll forget about that. Can't even pronounce it. National Sovereignty Day in Haiti, Republic Day in Sri Lanka, translation of the relics of St. Nicholas and Myra Tabari in Ukraine, Unity Day in Yemen, and World Goth Day. Yes, the Goths do have a day dedicated to themselves. Think about that next time you see one of what's that guy's name who led the Cure, Ian something or other. I remember one of a guy in a band called The Mission said, I don't want to be Ian. I'd like to sleep with him, but I don't want to be him. World Goth Day is observed on the 22nd of May. The World Goth Day defines a day where the goth scene gets to celebrate its own being with an opportunity to make its presence known to the rest of the world, like he hadn't noticed. World Goth Day originated in the United Kingdom in 2009, initially called Mysteriously Goth Day, but they lifted the mask on that mysterious thing and it became Goth Day. A smaller-scale celebration of the Gothic subculture inspired from the broadcasting of a special set of shows on BBC Radio 6. These shows plan to focus on the various music subcultures through a week of May 2009, including goth music, which was aired on the 22nd of May. UK-based goth DJ Lee Meadows, a.k.a. DJ Cruel Britannica, now currently known as Batboy Slim, wrote a MySpace blog, God, this is going back a bit, suggesting the idea of initiating Goth Day to a very positive reception. In 2010, he and London-based DJ Martin Oldgoth decided to take the concept globally, both as a bit of fun and also to create an environment of positivity and unity within the goth community. Well, Goth Day celebrates the subcultural aspects of goth subculture, aspects like fashion, music, and celebrated by fashion shows, art exhibition, and music performance, and all that sort of thing. So if you're a goth, today is indeed your day to shine. Although you probably don't like shining because it's a bright light, and goths don't like the bright light. So if you see a goth, hide a torch like a crucifix to a vampire.